great to see you.
It's been forever, yes. Great to see you guys.
And I'm so impressed because he shows up backstage and we're like, oh my gosh, Adam, good to see you, great to catch up. Dude has his own signature pair of shoes on. Like, he's got his own rose at the front of his condoms. I mean, I guess if we're all going to have our signature shoes, you'd have, I guess, a baggie of drugs or something, you know?
No, mine are like Eggs Benedict.
Yes.
It looks like a croissant with some
If he doesn't have
sauce.
shoes with Eggs Benedict on them next time, I don't want to.
I'm out! I quit!
I'm done!
Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Rose!
And please give another warm round of applause for Lana Sway! How is everybody doing? I wish I could see everybody. There we go. Okay, hey. Man, it's been forever. I'm so glad to be out here. This has been a busy year, so I was really happy that I had time for this and that they invited me out here. I'm really excited to be here. Are you guys excited to be in Las Vegas? Okay. So, I think I'm supposed to answer some questions out here. So I will do. See, now I can see all your beautiful faces, thank God. I'm gonna save my drum solo for later. Do that in a little bit. How's everybody doing? Are we, I know they were just talking about season 15 and the news that came out. Boo! But I am really excited to see how they wrap things up. I think given, the notice that we've gotten, instead of it just being canceled out of nowhere, is a good thing. That means they get to really give it some, a nice wrapping up, which I'm excited to see. Are we all staying here at Rio? All right, fantastic. How many of you guys have been to a convention before? A lot of you. How many of you guys have never been to a convention before? Whoa! Oh my God, a lot of you. Hey, newbies. We'll be friendly. Maybe. No, we will be. I wanted to answer some questions for you guys, if anybody has any. I see we've got one over here. Hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
Gabrielle.
Hi, Gabrielle.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So my question is, what kind of fun adventures have Aaron and his Gollum had between the years they met the Winchesters, the different episodes?
Well, the last time we saw them, they were in Germany at a dance club, so I feel like they're doing all right. They're kind of having a good time, it seems like. I guess, killing Nazi zombies is hard work, and you need to let off some steam. And what better way to do that than some, disco? I had, what were those, a neon necklace, kind of glow-in-the-dark thing. It was fun. So, yeah, I think we've been doing a lot of killing Nazi zombies, but we've also been having quite a bit of fun. Enjoying ourselves. We know how to have fun, me and the Golem. Plus, with him around, Aaron can do whatever he wants. No one's really going to stop Aaron with an 8-foot man of clay behind him. So he gets into any club, which would normally be hard for someone like Aaron, because he doesn't dress the best. No, he was actually pretty stylish. Green cardigan. So yeah, I think they've been up to a ton of adventures, but I think we would all like to see what they're up to nowadays, right? Yeah, anybody?
I was wondering, how did you like working?
So Gerard, I think I should whisper. So just in case, thank you. Oh. See, I'm the first one up here, so they're gonna work out all the kinks on me.
That could be fun.
So working with Jennifer Aniston was amazing. She's one of the nicest people I've ever worked with. especially considering how gargantually, or I don't even know if that's a word, just incredibly famous she is. Worldwide movie star, TV star, but so down to earth, so cool. Gerard, or Jerry, as he insists people call him, was super nice. I didn't actually work with him during the movie, actually. I didn't have any scenes with him, so I didn't meet him until the wrap party. And when we went to the wrap party, you know, I wanted to go up and say hi and introduce myself. Hey, you know, we were in the same movie, yeah. And I went up to him to like shake his hand, and he started quoting my lines back to me. He was like, "You're so funny, mate." And, you know, he's got a Scottish accent. Don't please ignore my horrible Scottish accent. Let's pretend that never happened. I hope nobody's got a camera in their hand. Never mind. So yeah, he was very nice, but we didn't get a chance to work together. But when we did meet, he couldn't have been nicer. And Jennifer Aniston was just so lovely from day one. We actually got to bond a little bit because we had the same drama teacher in high school. She went to the same high school I did, which was LaGuardia High School in New York. It's the Fame School. Anybody from LaGuardia? Huh? Anybody? Really? No way! I love that. Was not expecting that. Amazing. So yeah, the LaGuardia High School. We both went there. She went there a few years before I did, and had the same drama teacher who told us both that we would never work in this business. He was not a fan. And so when we kind of commiserated about that, she was like, you know what, we should write him a note. Send him a card from the set of this movie we're working on together. We didn't end up doing that, but it was a nice thought. So yeah, it was lovely. I loved working on that movie. Yeah, of course, thank you. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Betty here.
Yes, of course. I recognize you from the Twitters and the Instagrams.
That's right. Well, we all follow your Instagram, and your photography is
Wait, do we all follow me on Instagram? Some of you were dead silent just now. Unbelievable. Okay, continue.
Your photography is phenomenal.
Thank you. Thank you.
When are we going to be getting some drone footage?
Some drone footage?
Yes.
Oh man, so my big drone, the Phantom, which I actually flew like in a convention room like this in Blackpool, is malfunctioning. So I won't put you guys through that. It hasn't been, yeah, exactly. We don't need it like cutting anybody's heads off. So I haven't been using that one. I have a different one, like a smaller drone, but it's not as like perfectly stable as my Phantom is. And so it doesn't get quite as gorgeous drone footage as the Phantom does. And so yeah, it's kind of just been like on my shelf. I haven't been taking it out. I bring my camera pretty much everywhere I go, and I've been taking a lot of, you know, still photography with that. But I do love flying the drone, and I'm proud of the work that I've done with the drone. I think if you guys ever want to like relax or meditate or just like see some really cool footage, on YouTube I put up these drone videos from Iceland and from Ireland and the Cliffs of Moher in Ireland, which are incredible if you've never seen them. It's just a really cool way to get a perspective that you wouldn't normally get just by going somewhere and taking a picture with a camera. Being able to like send a camera out over the water and take a picture of that perspective is just unreal. And we live in the future, guys. We live in the future. So yeah, drone footage will happen again soon, I hope. I didn't bring it with me to Las Vegas because I feel like they might have some rules about flying drones in Vegas. Yeah, of course. Thank you, Betty. Hello. Hi.
How are you?
I'm fantastic, thank you. What's your name?
Sophie.
Hi, Sophie.
So, we absolutely love you as Aaron Bass.
Thank you.
I really, really enjoy you on Santa Clarita Diet.
Oh, thank you.
So,
woohoo! Santa Clarita Diet, yeah.
I want to know what your favorite part about filming that show is.
Oh man. Aside from working with Drew Barrymore and Tim Oliphant, who are both so awesome, I've been really lucky to work with really nice people. Not too many assholes. Am I allowed to say assholes?
Yes.
Alright, cool. I haven't worked with too many assholes. But my favorite part of working on that show, probably my dialogue. I have some really fantastic dialogue thanks to the writers of that show. I won't quote anything because it'll get a lot worse than assholes. Loved it. My least favorite part of working on that show, let me tell you that part, was I had to, because I play a guy who works in a morgue, and I do a lot of dead bodies, and at some points I'm like weighing organs, and so I had to like handle these organs, which they weren't fake, they were pigs' organs. Yes, I know. That was my reaction too. And I had to do this take over and over again, which was the start of the second episode that I did, where that scene starts with me like lifting up this like enormous pig liver or something and putting it on this scale. And it just, I wish I could describe the smell. It was horrible. But anyway, that was my least favorite part of working on that show. Other than that, it was fantastic, and I love that character because it's so subversive. Basically, I don't know if you guys have watched the show at all, but love it. I play a guy who sells dead bodies to Drew Barrymore to eat, but I think I'm selling them to her to have sex with. So, I hope that's a good commercial for this show. If you haven't seen it yet, maybe you'll be interested now. So yeah, I love working on that show. Thanks, Hello!
Hi, Adam.
Hi!
I was wondering, what was your favorite show and film to work on besides NCIS and Supernatural?
Oh man, well, that's a really good question. I just booked a new series coming to Netflix that we start shooting in May, which I'm very excited about, and that's called Merry Happy Whatever, and it stars Dennis Quaid. And that will be my 30th television show I've ever worked on. So yeah, I've been doing this for 23 years. Wow. Yeah. It's been a long time, since I was 8 years old. Okay, so favorite one. The first show that brought me on as a guest star and then kind of kept me on for a long time was Veronica Mars. Yes! Love me some Veronica Mars fans. Yes. Marshmallows, hello, hello. And so I think just because of the, the validation of being brought back to a show, also again, being able to work with all of these incredible people. Kristen Bell could not have been nicer. Rob Thomas, the creator of the show, he called me after I did my first episode and was just like, "You're great, we love the work you're doing, we want to have you back, and like, we're so excited to have you on the show." And that was like the first call like that I had ever gotten in my life. And so it was just like, it was just a hugely gratifying moment as an actor, as a performer, as an artist, to get chosen for something and then to do a good job enough so that they bring you back. I mean, there's few things that are nicer than that. So even with Supernatural, they bring you back. It's just like, it's such a nice feeling because it makes you feel like, okay, you did the right thing. As artists, right, when you're doing anything in the entertainment business, or if any of you paint, or if you sing, or any of these things, it's such a subjective thing. You know what I mean? Some people might love what you're doing, and some people might hate it and think you're horrible. So, when you go and you make a piece of art or you perform or you do something like that, you're never really sure how it turned out. No matter how good you feel about it, you don't know how other people are going to react to it. And that's just, you know, part of the beast of performing or being an entertainer or doing anything artistic. So it's really nice when somebody like Rob Thomas, who I respect a great deal, brings you on the show and then brings you back to return. It's just a really nice feeling. So Veronica Mars is the one that I would say.
I would say mine is NCIS.
Yes!
That's like one of my favorite shows.
NCIS New Orleans, where I played a sadistic half-wit.
Thank you, Adam.
Of course, thank you. Woohoo! Hi.
Hi,
What's your name?
my name's Crystal.
Hi, Crystal.
I'd like to know how you think your golem would fare in a battle against the angels.
My golem. Oh man. I mean, I sort of feel like my golem would fare great against anybody in any battle, but maybe it's just because he's my golem. God, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think he would conquer?
I mean, he's pretty invulnerable.
Right? I mean, how do you kill the guy? They didn't even get into that. I think you can take the scroll out and kind of shut him down, but you can't kill him.
But the angels are angels.
Right, so they have
powers.
all power.
Yeah.
I guess they could just like make him disappear forever. I don't know. I have no idea. I would love to see that matchup though, right? Anybody? Anybody? Yeah? Yeah, no, I would love to see that happen at some point. And agreed, thank you, I appreciate that. Thanks for the question. Hello!
Hi, how are you? I'm Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Hey, first of all, I'd like to congratulate you on your marriage.
Thank you! I got married in July!
And I'd like to know if you have a favorite line, maybe, from Supernatural that you performed?
Everybody loves me.
Oh, yeah, I've got a couple. I think I was really lucky on that show, because I got some, like, very quotable lines on that show. But obviously, the best one is everybody loves bacon. I'm sorry for any kosher audience members we have here, but I happen to love bacon too. And so saying everybody loves bacon was easy for me. I didn't have to do a lot of acting, you know what I mean? I really believe that, and you can tell. I don't know, did you guys have any other lines that you guys really like from that episode? What, tell me.
I like when you're sitting in the car watching Sam and Dean burn a dead body and you say, oh my God, these guys are psychopaths.
Oh my God, these guys are psychopaths. I love that meme because, and I see it pop up on my feed all the time, because it's amazing that, like, you know, Sam and Dean are beloved characters, and yet, when people reference that moment, everybody that references, like, he's right, they are psychopaths, and we love them for it. You got Sam, like, warming his hands on the fire of a burning Nazi. It's like a snapshot of the show, period. Yeah, I like that line too, thank you. Hello!
Hi.
What's your name?
Hermione.
Hello, Hermione.
I was wondering what it was like filming iZombie.
iZombie, one of my favorite experiences also because I got to work with Rob Thomas again, who created Veronica Mars. And again, this is another one of those like gratifying moments as an actor or an artist or an entertainer, because that was one I didn't have to audition for. And Rob Thomas, because we had worked together, they kind of wrote that role for me, which was just so insane and cool of them. Favorite part was, God, there's this really like emotional part where I basically kill a dude. Not that like killing people is my favorite thing to do, but like the acting part of it was challenging, and and there was like some physical aspects because I had to like kick like a jack that was holding a car up. I had to kick it over, and so that posed some challenges. It was like part of the acting, but at the same time dealing with some like really technical thing. They had to like have guys like laying down next to the car to pull the thing because I couldn't actually kick it out. So I think that just like during the filming it was a lot of fun because of things like that. What else did I, oh, the dog on that show in my episode, I had this dog, this little King Charles Terrier or whatever it's called, who hated me. He had to look like he liked me because it was supposed to be my dog. And so they ended up like quite literally smearing peanut butter on my face so that this dog would look like it liked me for like 2 seconds. And even the peanut butter didn't work. That dog just hated me from day one for whatever reason. And I'm a dog person. Like, I love dogs. I have 2 dogs. So yeah, no, it was a blast though, regardless. Rose McIver is fantastic. She was also super welcoming. Just very, she's a charming person. I had an audition for something else while I was filming that, and she actually helped me put it on tape. And we had only known each other for like 2 days. And she like, read the other lines behind the camera. It was just so nice of her. She didn't have to do that at all. She's the star of this big show and she's helping me out. So, again, I've been very lucky to work with some amazing people. And that was no exception. Yeah. Thanks, Hermione.
Thank you.
I like your outfit. Yeah. Hello!
Hi, I'm Sierra.
Hi, Sarah.
Sierra.
Oh, Sierra. Hi, Sierra.
I was wondering, how many pranks did Jensen and Jared pull on you, aside from Misha?
Well, there was one main one that ended up on the gag reel, which I'm sure some of you have heard me talk about before. For all those newbies out there, here's what happened. So you guys might remember there was that scene in the first episode that I did where Jared and Jensen are talking about like getting rid of my golem. Like they're trying to like give him the boot. And I overhear them and I come through and I'm like, what'd you guys just say? What, like, were you guys gonna include me on this decision? Like, it's my golem, I decide whether he stays or he goes. Intense scene, right? We're kind of squaring off with each other, and Dean like gets in my face a little bit, or like gets in my face. He's more like up here. He's like up here, and he's looking down at me like this, and we got to be really serious. And you know how they do coverage when we're shooting, right? They do like a nice wide master shot, and then they punch in and do close-ups for the scene. And so they did their close-ups first, and then they turned around on me, and I'm ready to, be real serious and kind of tell them off, like Aaron does, real badass-like. And I'm looking at Jensen, and out of the corner of my eye, I see Jared pop up, and he's holding a piece of paper a phallic object drawn on it. And he's just kind of making obscene gestures. Let me just say, he's making obscene gestures, okay? I'm not gonna go into it. And of course I started busting out laughing. And then, 13 takes later, I'm still laughing. And also, you're the new guy on set, so you don't want to like take up a lot of time screwing up takes. Luckily, it was great fodder for the gag reel, so it worked out. So yeah, if you guys see season 8 gag reel, and you see me cracking up, that's what's happening. Jared's phallic object, obscene gestures, the whole thing. So yeah, that was probably the best part. But luckily, also after that. Phil, who was directing the episode, and everybody was like, oh, that means they like you. I was like, oh, great! At least they like me. I'll take it. I screwed up 13 takes, but I'll take it. So yeah, that was the best prank probably.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Hello.
Hello,
What's your name?
Sally.
Hi, Sally.
You said you've been in 30 TV shows. Have you auditioned for any that you didn't get, that you were really bummed about, that have become really...
How much time do you guys have?
4 days.
4 days? All right. I might need a chair. Man, yeah, there were a bunch. I mean, here's one that I think about often, just because I love the movie so much, was The Social Network. I auditioned to play Mark Zuckerberg in The Social Network years ago. Man, that was years ago. And that was one that I think everybody in Hollywood really wanted that job. Written by Aaron Sorkin, directed by David Fincher. Obviously, everybody knew the story. It was going to be a big deal. Ended up getting nominated for however many Oscars. It won a few, I think. So, you know, that's one that I auditioned for. What other failures have I had that I can recount for you guys? Let me think. I mean, listen. A big part of our job as actors is taking opportunities to take a shot at getting a role and losing those opportunities and then moving on, right? That 99% of the time you're not getting the role. No one's got like a perfect track record when it comes to auditioning, because auditioning is not just about how good you are, you know, or how well you can read these lines or anything like that. It's about being perfect for that role specifically. So you can come in and be the best actor ever and give the perfect performance, but if you're not exactly what they were thinking of for that role, it's not going to go your way. And part of the process becomes forgetting about it, moving on, not taking it personally, getting knocked off the horse a dozen times and getting back on 13, you know, that kind of thing. It's just a big part of the business. You get totally used to it. You don't expect to book every job. There are always going to be ones that you really want and don't go your way. But it makes it all the more gratifying when something does go your way and you happen to be perfect for it. And it's sort of like that old adage that they say about luck, right? Luck is where opportunity meets preparation. So as actors, you get opportunities, and you might not always be perfect for it, but the only thing that you have control over is how prepared you are, how much you work at becoming better at what you do, and that's all you can do. You know, you can just be as good as you can, and then the rest is up to the gods. So yeah, I don't know. Did I answer your question?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Wait, you can finish your text if you've got to.
No, it's a question for you.
Oh, okay.
Are you kidding? I wouldn't ignore you. Wait. So anyway, you know how the boys prank all the time?
Yes, of course.
So my question has to do with that and the whole relationship thing.
Okay.
So Dean says to Sam, told you I was being followed, he was my gay thing. So, in relation to that, did they prank you and bug you the whole rest of the time you were filming over being his gay lover?
No, you know, it's funny. I think that element of Dean and I's relationship on the show took on a life of its own after we shot the episode. Right, so, and I was just talking about this in a meet and greet, like, I was not aware of the fandoms, fan fiction, and all of the, how do we say, like, supplemental stories that were being told in relation to Dean and Cass, and anyway. So, when I was shooting it, that part did not stick out to me. You know, to me, it just felt like Aaron was kind of a con artist. you know? And he's somebody that was willing to kind of, you know, flirt his way to get whatever information he wants. And I think, because Jensen's such a great actor, and he got all flustered in that bar scene when we first meet, I was not expecting the reaction that that got. And I still, to this day, get tweets about that, and Instagrams about that, and people making videos of me and Dean, and it's like, I had no idea. So that was surprising to me, but also pretty funny to me. I don't even know if I'm answering your question.
Great.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Of course, thank you. Thank you.
Hi, Adam. Annie.
Hi, Annie, how are you?
Good, great. How are you?
I'm fantastic, thank you.
Congrats on your marriage and love your photos.
Yeah, thank you.
So my question kind of goes with hers also.
Yeah.
My question was how many takes it took to do that bar scene when you said, I thought we had a moment.
A little eye magic.
The eye magic.
Little eye magic, yeah. I don't remember it taking that many takes. Again, like Jensen was so good when, I don't know if you guys remember, but there's this moment where, like towards the end of that scene where he's like, all right, I'll, you know, see you later, citizen, or whatever, and he like bumps into a chair and like, that was, he did that so well, but that was like sort of a planned little moment of him bumping into a chair, and every single take he just nailed it, because they're pros and they know what they're doing, but he was just so spot on when it came to playing that kind of awkwardity, if that's a word. Is that a word? Awkwardity?
It is now.
He was just so good at playing that. And again, like when we were doing it, to me it just seemed like, yeah, I mean, when you're, you know, when you think some guy is like following you and then you find out, oh, he's like romantically interested in you, I could see that flustering anybody. And then, boy, the fans just took it and ran. Which has been fun and funny for me to see and read about and all that stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course, thank you. Over here, hello.
Hello. I was wondering, you described the scenes where they messed with you.
Yeah.
But I was kind of sorry actually in your last appearance that you didn't get to be in the same room with anybody.
Me too.
And I was wondering, was that a preferable way of working since nobody could mess with you, or?
Yes, I requested that I not be in the same room with anybody.
Some people have.
I only work alone. I'll talk to them on the phone, and that's it.
Well, I mean, I assume you were in Vancouver, but
We were in Vancouver, and they built this set on the street of Vancouver to make it look like Berlin. Which is pretty cool, actually. But yeah, I was thinking they could have done this anywhere. Like, we didn't have to be in Vancouver to do this. They could have built that set anywhere and done it. But, you know, that's where the production is. And then, yeah, I was a little like, why wouldn't they, you know, interact with, you know, in the same room? Also, where's the golem? Where is the golem? Is he in there dancing the whole time? Is that what's happening while I'm on the phone outside? He's like, you go, I'm here. She likes me, you know. I would have liked to see that. I would have just picture the golem with like earrings all of a sudden, and like he's got like fancy makeup on for some reason, and like all the glow sticks all over his body. I don't know why. I don't know why. So yeah, I'm not sure, but who knows? We'll see what happens in season 15.
we were glad to have you back, and we could use more.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Great.
I have a question in follow-up to your comment about all the Instagrams and messages and things that you got in response to the scene with Dean.
Yeah.
And I wanted to know, you know, I mean, I think that Supernatural is an amazing show, and the fandom is an amazing fandom, and it's like a world in itself. And so what other shows have you been a part of where you've had the same kind of fan base reaction to things that you've done? I mean, I know Veronica Mars has a big fandom, but I think this is like a unique family here.
30 TV shows, not one has had the impact on my life and on my career as this show. No doubt. No doubt. I had no idea going into it, because, you know, I was on social media beforehand, and, you know, I dabbled on Twitter. I don't even know if I was on Instagram at the time. And sure enough, while we were shooting, Phil, the director, was like, "Are you on Twitter?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Just wait." I was like, "Jesus, what?" "What do you mean?" And then the episode came out, and I was blown away. Blown away. I mean, I had no idea how big the fandom was. You know, obviously to me, the only reference I had for fandoms like this was like Star Trek and things like that, right? Like that was the only reference that I had. I had no idea how robust this fandom was. And the SPN family came out in droves, were so welcoming to me, welcomed me with open arms. They were, and just the interaction with everybody on social media, people becoming invested, not just in what I did with Supernatural, but everything else in my life. Again, and then being able to come to these conventions, no other show that I've ever done or movie has ever compared to the impact that this show has had, bar none. No doubt about that. It was overwhelming. It was amazing, and it just kept going. It never stopped, you know. Because I think people are always discovering the show, because we were doing rewatches of the episode, because of all the lore behind it. It's just been incredible, and just the fan art and the things that I've gotten, you know, packages that I've gotten, and paintings and drawings and memes and just all sorts of amazing stuff that people have contributed and made me feel a part of this family, and I can't thank you guys enough for that, because it's incredible. So thank you. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. What's your name?
Trinity.
Hi, Trinity.
So my question for you, if you could choose anywhere to be in the world, where would you be?
Say that again?
If you could choose anywhere to be in the world, where would you be?
Like for good or to visit?
To visit.
Okay. To visit. Places I've been or places I want to go?
Want to go.
Okay. I got to clarify these things. I want to get this right. I don't want to screw this up. You said places I've been. Places I want to go. Okay, got it. See, I'm already screwing this up. We really want to go to Italy. Never been to Italy. Yeah? Have you guys been to Italy? I really want to go to Italy. My wife and I have not gone on a honeymoon yet because of work and stuff like that. So that is where we're hoping to go for our honeymoon. Yeah. Beyond that, places I've been, Tokyo is like on top of my list of places that I've been that I want to go back to because of the food. Because of the food. The food is incredible in Tokyo. It's probably the best food I've ever had in my life anywhere in the world. So I kind of just want to go to Tokyo and eat for like a week. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Trinity. Hi. Hello.
Hi, my name's Lindsay.
Hi, Lindsay.
Hi. Oh, I feel like that's real close. I have a loud voice, it's fine. So my question kind of backtracks to the golem.
Yes.
So he's made out of clay.
He is.
So is he like a Ken doll, or does he have some like human anatomy going on? And if so, I'm sure that he's circumcised because, you know...
We're talking about the nether regions.
I'm talking about his penis.
Gotcha.
Just kidding.
I'm glad you asked because I've thought about this a lot. Let's think about this together, shall we? What's the best way to answer this so that I don't get in trouble? I think, let's be honest, the golem's packing heat, right? That's right. Golem's packing some heat. The last thing I want to see, though, is any fan fiction with me and the golem, okay? Because it just seems painful. Okay, I'm done. That is the last of what I will say about that. Does that answer your question?
So I'm a nurse, so let's go with circumcised and normal according to his size and gender.
There is no normal. There is no normal. But yeah, let's go with that. Thank you. Oh, the subjects we cover here, guys. Did you know anatomy would be part of the lecture? Did you know?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello. What's the first thing you would do if you woke up and you were Aaron in the supernatural universe?
Like in real life?
Yeah, like you were in supernatural, like what would you do?
Oh, man. Probably eat. I'd probably be hungry. Bacon, naturally. What would I do? Honestly, like when you got a golem, you can go anywhere. And so I would just go to Italy, not pay for anything, because the golem would just take it and give it to me. And he doesn't eat, so what more for me, you know? I don't think he eats, right? Does he eat? No, probably not. And what else? I don't know, what do you guys think? What would Aaron do? Or what would I do if I just woke up as Aaron? Check out my golem, see what he's packing. Find out for sure, so I have an answer next time. Oh, hello!
We're not even here.
They're just furniture, guys.
We're just sneaking on.
So I think I answered your question, sort of.
I just walked into you saying you're going to check out, see what your golem is packing, and I just thought...
Yeah, we were just talking about clay dicks.
Sounds like, to be honest, it sounds like a country star. Ladies and gentlemen, Nashville recording artist, Clay Dix. Hey y'all, I'm Clay Dix. I thought you were going to go.
This is my theme song. Well, it's called Clay Dix.
Take it, Bobo.
Thank you, Clay Dix.
I got Clay Dix in my closet. I got Clay Dix that you can't see. I got Clay Dix in my closet. I'm gonna keep them for myself, just for me.
Here we go. You heard it here first. The Adam Rose and Rob Benedict collaboration.
Thank you guys so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Rose! Adam Rose has a sword and his sword.
Cowboy sings a sad, sad song.
I mean, because...
Yeah, we missed it. We missed that chance.
No, not. Next time. Next time.